Okay, now is. Am I coming through? I am coming through, and I am also very loud. However,
Oh,
Hi.
before I was being silenced randomly because of the noise gate, so I guess I'll just have to deal with it.
would you say that your audio software was canceling you?
Yes, exactly.
Damn.
It was because I made up a story of bats being tortured, obviously.
Can't get away with shit in Detroit.
That said, I am going to turn this down just a tiny bit. How about now? How am I sounding now? Especially when I'm right back here. Okay, that's good. The only thing I can think of is that I needed to increase the noise gate because I actually put a what's the fluffy shit you put on the end of a microphone to make the noise not as bad?
I
Pop
think.
filter?
Up,
Oh,
yeah.
it's really.
Well, I thought the
Yeah.
pop filter was the thing that goes in front of it.
Yeah, the pop
Oh,
filter is the circle that goes in front of it.
Technically, kind of both, but yeah, it's like foam usually.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I was thinking of a boom mic. That's something else.
No, I think the boom mic does have the fluffy stuff.
Yeah, that has a fluffy thing. I think that's
Yeah.
for wind or something.
Is it for
I think
what?
it's just a mic sock,
I don't know.
The mic
Not
suck.
enough stuff.
or it's just a mic cover. Apparently, it's a wind sock.
Dry rotted.
Google says that.
The hell is dry rotting?
Is caused by some bacteria or something, isn't it?
Wiki says it's wood decay caused by fungi.
Fungi, there you go, that makes sense. It's not wood, but
Same concept. Fungi got in your microphone cover.
Fungies.
Google says the fluffy thing is a windshield.
Okay.
Wind sock.
Huh, that's a technical term? Weird.
Not the windshield.
Well, yeah, I meant the windshield being the
But
technical term. Like, I don't know, that feels a little weird.
it says the fuzzy thing is called a windscreen. Or a windshield.
Okay.
yep, that's definitely it. Anyways, this is gonna be unfair because it's
Trying to remember.
Oh, we joined the Larson. We went and talked with the Larsons and got the dye bombs from them. Then we went to the Scartoli storage facility, killed a bunch of Scartoli, and then tagged their stuff and stole stuff.
Good shit.
I did not even remember that was last session.
Yeah, I
We
was about to
also
say the rat killing.
I think we did.
I know we have the bandolier thing identified because I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah, we did a whole bunch of murder and then framed or didn't frame people, but threw up gang signs and left.
I mean, so we need to report back to the whoever's.
We should certainly not go away. That would be very visible.
Wait, wasn't there like a passageway we had to go
Yes.
through and then recite the rhyme?
The
Yeah.
Undercity.
Yep. So Mr. Larson revealed a tunnel that took us straight to the Undercity. So we could take that back. Oh yes, the phrase. It was cobalt for kobolds, claws, and tears.
I can go first. Oh. But someone
it's-
else has to sing the Snake Eater.
I can sing it, but none of you will probably like it.
Do it.
Never played it, so.
The clip.
You just gotta go all in on the part where it's like, I'm still in a dream, Snake Eater.
Well, the latter version
Iconic.
of it is much more subtle.
This is true. There's no blaring horns or orchestra.
Yeah, it's just acoustic or something.
It's just the voice.
You can go have wet tunnel noises.
Let's watch together.
I can go, I guess.
I'll probably go to Atticus then.
I'll go.
Yeah. I believe they are.
Yeah, they're a
Huh?
secret role like knowledge rolls are.
Okay.
Fun.
This was perception, was it? Or just passive perception, or just a perception roll, rather. Oh, fuck, that's supposed to be private. Alright.
Huh. I get tired climbing that ladder.
correct me if I'm wrong, but that ladder's also in one of the other Metal Gear Solid games, right? Or was it that on the hardest difficulty, climbing ladders actually drains your stamina, so you have to stop climbing the ladder at some point and just wait for it to.
It
back
did
down.
drain it in this one, but your stamina in 3, while you're on the ladder, you could just eat something and it goes back up. So it's kind of like a second health bar. You may be thinking of the microwave tunnel in Metal Gear Solid 4, where you're crawling through it while being melted.
Maybe. I could have sworn I heard that it was a ladder, and you can actually end up falling off because, or some people end up falling off because.
Oh,
they
you
forget
can
about
fall off the Metal Gear
mechanic.
Solid 3 one, yeah.
Yeah, because they forget about the mechanic, then they just like hold the.
You can't fall off from lack of stamina though. What you can
Okay.
do is if you take the fake death pill, or if you eat something that would make you fall unconscious, you'll fall off the ladder and die. No matter what height you
Gotcha.
fall from.
Yeah, no, I could have sworn I heard it was like some people during this infamous ladder would like tape their control stick up and like walk off and do something and then come back and find out that they died because their stamina ran out or some shit like that. But okay.
It could be a speedrunning thing, because who knows what kind of weird shit that they may be exploiting while they're climbing the ladder.
True.
They could be poisoned the whole time or something, just on a bad run, and the poison may do that.
Something sliding. Garmin slows down and it's just like, do you hear that? He's still climbing. He's just slow. It sounds like an argument. Little bit of pounding.
It's a mafia family. It's or something. There's likely to be arguing, I would assume.
Probably nothing to be concerned over. And just keeps climbing. Go back at the regular pace. Did you say there was something that slid down?
Something slid over top of you, it sounded like. Like furniture being moved.
Oh yeah. I think they're trapping us in. Something slid. We'll find out.
Maybe we should climb faster.
Yep.
Here you go, here's your mafia music.
Oh. Gotcha. I kind of stopped just at the very top. This mafia music. And I kind of hold a hand out down to everyone. It sounds like the Scartolis are here.
Then perhaps we should wait until they leave.
Hmm. He just chills for a bit. Still invisible. I mean, yeah, blind, right?
Oh, wait. The Scartolis are threatening their own brother?
Mr. Larson is probably related then.
Is this something that we're actually worried about? Like, just
It could be useful context.
I mean, do we actually care if anything happens to Mr. Larson?
Insofar that access to him leads to work that is currently against the Scartolis. Outside of that, not really.
All right then. Well, I'll let y'all know about what I'm hearing is that Mr. Larson is being held ransom by the Scartolis, apparently. And
Oh.
I probably do.
rescue him could be a big reward. As far as whether or not we want to pop out right now, I don't know about that.
Shartar Scartoli, that's it, yeah. Yep, in my session 7 notes. He's the co-owner. Okay. So if not Mr. Larson himself, it could be that the blue kobolds are being bankrolled by Scartoli's own brother. I guess we'll see when we get back up there.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. I
I think that's wise, if only because it would be kind of a bad idea to reveal their secret tunnel.
Hey y'all, it was just us in your secret tunnel, eavesdropping. Anyways, there's a bunch of dead Scartolis at the end of this tunnel. Don't worry about it.
We just got done tagging the stuff. It looks like you did it, guys.
You thought
Yeah,
this was just
no.
another kobold, but it was I, Alex Gator, all along.
That's a fucking big kobold.
With the teeth to match.
I vote for just staying and waiting.
Yeah, I think showing some tact for once in our lives would probably be a good idea.
Oh, 100%.
Especially since they
Oh, if you say
probably
so.
blocked up the tunnel exactly for this reason.
Let's
That
chill.
said, we would definitely get a surprise. If we wanted to just run in and murder people, which we probably shouldn't, but just saying.
We're
Yeah.
not going to do that climbing out of a tunnel.
Ah.
Not only that, I think they'd both want us dead if we tried to kill anyone.
I just got. Oh, neat! I just got an arm hooked around the or rather looped around the rung. It's just waiting there. Is everything all right, Mr. Larson? He does the okay sign. He climbs out. Completely. He looks at everyone else, helps them out.
Walls are painted up top and bottom with goo.
It's
Lots
kinda
and lots
interesting.
and lots of strange liquids.
I don't think there was much of importance. Now you think about it.
Well, without context, probably not.
Yeah. Do we want to share some of our stuff with Larson to show at least maybe he could provide some insight that we don't have.
No.
Fair. Well, not so much give it to you, just like identify if this is important or anything.
We did
Right,
also kind
right.
of sell everything that we didn't decide to keep, so
That's true.
we don't have any of it listed.
I thought we sold everything at the beginning of the session to get like Abner's dueling pistol and a bunch of runes moved. Hmm.
Yeah, we sold like all the armors, the weapons that we didn't need. That was all like at the end of the session, I think after it ended.
That's right. Yeah, the book was like about rune crafting or filigraning weapons or something like that. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Apparently, I
that's
also
neat.
took the map. We don't know the. We don't have context for it yet, but maybe, maybe it'll be useful. I have no idea.
Yep. Just
Information, you say? It looks to everyone else for context. Like, I don't know if this is a good idea or if it's a bad idea.
Depends on what they mean.
More like being affiliated with the group.
Well, we don't really have much context for that either.
Technically, we're already affiliated considering we did their job just now. This
Yeah.
would
But
put
not
us on.
officially.
I suppose it's
Yeah.
worth clarifying what they mean by member in good standing.
Yeah, do you have anything in writing we could look at?
They would not have it in writing, but
Damn it.
I believe the comparison we would be considering is whether we would be associates proper. Is anybody here actually familiar with mob hierarchy by any chance?
A little.
Because I was going to say you can be an associate, you can be a made man, and then you could be a capo, and then there's the advisor, which is in the consigliere, the finance guy, and then it's the capo regime, who's the head boss.
I don't know how deep you want to be in this, is the question.
Yeah.
Do you want to go full mobster? Do you want to just
realistically, if it's racially oriented, we would never be able to get beyond associate.
Of course.
That said, you could still be a very powerful associate.
It's not bad. Not being able to be too deep into it.
Either way, if we're at all interested in both what he's looking for as well as work, we could ask.
Sure, let's get details on this before we make decisions, I guess. What does this entail? Like, what do we get? What's expected of us? What will we have to do?
Well, they already told us what we would get.
Aside from that, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
Surely we can't just keep getting painted information.
Well, we didn't get paid information, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, for this case, they say, "Hey, they'll pay us information if we join up." But will that be like for every job? Will we be staying at this job? No.
Why choose us as quote unquote trusted members of the family?
We already committed several murders in their name.
Hmm.
Ah.
So, are you trying to say we're family?
I mean, that could be a recipe for a cake that's ancient. It's not necessarily life changing.
I've never had an uncle before either.
Well,
Gamram is delighted at this. It's like, internally, this person is making a deal with the devil. But maybe so am I.
I still would like to know if this information somehow actually is useful to us.
I suppose it depends on how motivated we are to actually act on it and whether or not it's going to be of value, which if he's not going to give us any details, then we would have to make the decision based on potential perceived risk versus the utility of that information.
That works for me. I don't know what game we're playing.
I get the feeling that this is our Hey, if there's ever a time to leave the city, it's right here, right now. Otherwise, we're in.
Well, that's true. We are looking for other things. Like a horse.
And a bandit that's been gone for who knows how long.
And some dude stomping around killing people. And my brother.
Oh, your brother.
That's not pertinent, but still.
There's a lot of irons and a lot of different fires that are some have gone cold.
We need to string a bunch of these together, choose priorities. Will this be conducive to something you're trying to do later? He looks at everyone else.
Unknown. That's the problem.
Okay, cool. Maybe we should do it.
I was going to say on a more meta level, we should also kind of consider whether we want to get involved with Midwest gang violence, or for the direction of the game.
Yeah, this could
Hmm.
paint a target on everyone's back.
Game wise, this sounds fun. In character, I don't know if Grover was like smart enough for this shit.
That's kind of why I was asking it as like a meta question, is like, as a group, do we want to go further in on old West fantasy towny gang violence?
I mean, I think realistically that's where we're being pushed, so.
I think this is an option being presented. One of our other options was let's get out of town and start wandering some more until we find something else.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that we could do for the antiquarians, for example. Like if we wanted to engage with the whole the ruins ranking system and delving and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How long do we have?
I guess I was going to say it just depends on what we want to engage with.
I think we're still allowed to leave even if we join the family. As in, like, we could leave the town and still work for them.
Yeah, like it's anything is like hardly binding, I would say, but it there's a lot of implications that come with leading a life of shall we say, crime.
Yeah.
Once you get in, you'll never get out.
Which court? All of them.
Crossroads, you there, Your Honor.
Garver, I'm like, oh, I don't know the laws of this town.
That is a good question. Is could I get judge powers for a town?
They might help you get into power. I can see all sorts of like advantages to having a judge on your payroll.
Yeah, and judging from the way that was said, something tells me they already got her roots in the justice system here.
And joining you would make him our enemy? Cool. I mean, if you guys are.
I mean, aren't you already his enemy?
Exactly. I mean, if you guys are.
Are we his enemy? Didn't we technically help him with his rat issue?
Well, we agreed to that job before knowing what he had done. And
Well,
Thought you hated him.
we also were trying not to draw attention to ourselves by taking care of that job, because in and of itself, there was nothing wrong with removing of rats.
Right, but at this juncture in time, we're not technically his enemy.
Not formally, unless he finds out what we did with the storage unit.
Which is potential leverage for our other potential employer.
That's a good benefit already.
Do we have any idea why these two have a drama?
We can ask.
It's a shot, but I don't think we're going to get much in terms of answer.
Well, if we join, we can get answers, perhaps.
Should we put it to a vote?
Yeah, let's pull the trigger on this. Yes or no?
Fuck it, I'm down. I like crime. How about a little bit? Yes. Don't worry about it. Is it horrible?
Yeah, it's it's kind of low quality.
Your
All right,
voice
let me
didn't
move
change.
it closer. How about now?
Still low quality.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not your dulcet
closer.
tones, but we recognize you.
anyways, I'm in for the crime. How about the rest?
Wouldn't be the first crime I did. I'm fine with it.
I put my answer in the chat for easy counting.
Not a whole lot of democracy.
I think they'd win by default anyways, since there's 5 of us.
We did it. Democracy.
Sucks being a minority.
Garmin shakes it. Deal. So what kind of family are we exactly? Am I like a cousin? Right? Job? Yeah.
Wait, the missing magic item that.
Yes.
Oh, well, that neatly solves that.
No, that's definitely not neatly solved, but it's solved.
Conveniently, more like. It conveniently solves that.
The issue is not resolved, but the truth of the matter is suddenly very clear.
Well, I mean, they very clearly have no idea what's going on. That's why they even hired us, so. Yeah,
I think
just
what
gotta double check that nobody else is following up, and then we're all set.
Yeah, I think the most certain way they'll never find out what happened is if we plant information that's not quite true.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
I was going to say, I think they were expressly looking for such a thing.
What if.
So if that's the case, need to follow up on that lead and either put a kibosh on the investigation or destroy the evidence that they could use to track down.
Replace it with different evidence.
That could work too. Frame somebody else,
Like a Scartoli.
potentially.
Definitely on the page. Oh, that would be hilarious. Just ask to see the evidence and then walk away.
I don't know if they would let you walk away with it, but there are ways to abscond with it.
What if we just permanently keep ourselves on the hunt and turn up nothing? That way there's always somebody looking after it and there'll never be any results.
Well, that's assuming that we're the only people looking and that they didn't hire anybody else, which
It's expensive to hire more people.
exactly.
Yeah, we need to lead them another direction.
Okay, fair. Well,
Yeah.
good old counter burglary ought to do the trick then.
What is counter burglary?
It's, I guess this would be like burglary support. Never mind.
Well, I have some experience with either position if you need.
It seems that we will need.
You're proving to be even more convenient as time passes by. Leave this task to us, Mr. Larson. We'll figure something out.
Sorry, say again?
I'll just like leave it to us. We'll figure something out. Do you think we can head back to the warehouse where we were just at? See if we can find some scraps of cloth.
Closing the gap
Left
in
behind for the
information
dead
would be
bodies.
smart.
Hmm. Like, who did it? The Scartolis. Which one? Oh, they're already dead. Don't matter.
The whole town is kind of open to us for now. We don't have any pressing obligations beyond investigating. What do you kids want to do?
I want to find out more about the scrap of cloth they got.
Oh shit, I'll be back in a sec. I gotta charge.
Sure. Oh. We have a note that says that?
Yeah, it's the note in Draconic, which I think is it only me that can read it? I was gonna say, like, I could have swore somebody else could also read Draconic.
I don't think so. Oh, okay then.
DM says so. But yeah, so that was with the Scartolis. So that might be if we knew which warehouse it was at, that could be useful info. Alternatively, we may be able to give this to Mr. Larson.
So we can find out what it's about.
Yeah, it depends on whether we think actioning it ourselves would be more useful than building the bridge with Mr. Larson.
Fancy.
Could also just lie and say, "Oh, well, you said that you knew everything of importance in that warehouse, so why would we bother to
Hmm.
give you the note?"
As I'm going through our notes, we also have another name to follow up on, Dr. James Trail Spinner,
Trail spinner.
as well as two names, the Sun and the Lady.
Okay. Maybe we should follow up on that, I guess. Who the hell this? Trail spinner fellow.
Um, I was going to say, as far as Alex is concerned, from what we've done, we could try to follow up on figuring out where the warehouse meeting is. We could follow up on Dr. James Trail Spinner and the two identities of the son and the lady. That's on top of following up with the antiquarian job for Mr. Larson as well.
Oh, what's first?
My humble suggestion would be either trying to figure out where the warehouse is or trying to figure out or following up on the antiquarian business. Actually, that's a good. Actually, in my notes, do I have the a warehouse as one of Mr. Scartoli's properties? Let's see. Let's see. Hydroponics lab, a regular laboratory, a gun shop, cleaning shop, apothecary chemist pharmacy shop, jewelry store, mining construction companies in the Undercity, mansion in the residential district, storage unit is not owned by Mr. Scartoli. So whatever this warehouse is, it's probably not directly owned as such. I suppose if we felt like it, we could ask Mr. Larson if he knows of the Scartoli warehouse.
We could.
Wait, I thought the job for the family was covering up the thieving.
Yes, with the antiquarians. He's saying that as part of the information, the warehouse would be covered under that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So if we
And
can get
from
this
the payment,
done,
we get to burgle it.
yeah, if we get this done fast enough, we can act on whatever that meeting is going to be about.
Puts us on a 24-hour time limit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get all of the information that we said before, and we'll put a little Parmesan on top of your raviolis for the warehouse. Capiche?
What form of demonic language is this?
Metaphor.
I hate metaphors. That makes sense. Common is so beautiful and diverse.
Do rogues get thieves can't in Pathfinder like they do in 5e?
I'm not sure actually.
I didn't get thieves' can. I'm a thief.
It may be a feat.
Nobody here is thieves can't. We're all just like, we vape. Thank you very much.
I don't know if thieves can like. If it is, yeah, it has to be a feat.
They have Scout's Warning, which is basically making sign language. In fact, now that I think about that, it's a skill feat, not a rogue feat. Society? Anyways, what's the first thing on your itinerary?
Well, I don't see any issues with just following up on the antiquarian lead.
Deception trained one secret speech. And there's also double speak, master deception. And that's like, yeah, we're gonna go to the bar, right, guys? And if somebody has traveled for you for at least a week, they're like, ah, yes, the bar, wink. And then everybody else has to go, I don't know, fucking perception against that, you little shits.
The bar sounds like a nice place, right?
If they pass, they know it's a secret message. If they crit succeed, they know exactly what it means.
All right.
If I remember right, it was Abner and Atticus that were formerly on that job. So, if that's the case, what if they present us as extra help that they've decided to bring onto the case, and then they mention that they heard that there was something found, and we asked to see it, or get brought up to speed?
It's functional.
All right. That should be fine.
That'll work. Although I am curious the reasoning.
Because they're not members.
Oh,
Yeah, we did some actual work for them and are doing a follow-up investigation. Besides, we just need to be in and out real quick to look at the cloth and ideally destroy it. Which I can do.
You don't want to be obvious about it, though.
Don't worry, I'm good at this.
Fast
Oh,
talk,
no.
baby.
I've got an even better plan.
Oops, all acid.
There we go.
Oops, I forgot to remove the acid off my gloves.
I want to do some chemical analysis. Oops.
That's literally what I was going to do. Yeah. It's really done up to the nines. Are we sure that this isn't a magical item too, sir? May I look at it? Yes, the cloth. You've got it very well preserved. It's not that hard. It's cloth. Yes, absolutely. I would like to roll a diplomacy to investigate it with my hands anyways. Okay. Diplomacy, I think, would be the fitting one here. I don't know.
hold on. Well, what version of diplomacy?
Is that just a diplomacy roll, though? Okay.
A dork or an orf?
Alright, here we go.
So elves like to get jiggy with gnomes. I get it.
Getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na.
All right, fair enough.
Have we actually had the cloth described itself?
Well, let's give that a go then. What? Okay. Weird that it just sort of got left behind, but all right. Which ah hmm. I don't know if that's really identifying information though. Should I just tell him that? Hmm. Yeah, this is just visual inspection. Okay. I'm trying to think of a good lie, but I don't really have one. That's just sort of a slightly dirty piece of cloth from a filter, which could belong to anybody. Um,
Well, depending on when the mask filter or whatever was discovered, it could be a sign that the perpetrator, came from the Undercity.
hmm.
Alternatively, if you can identify if the mask is built or the filter is used for a specific kind of mask, or or the shape of the mask it was in, or something, that might give you a clue.
I don't. Hmm. I'm not actually trying to figure out who wore this mask, though. I'm just trying to make sure that it's not useful information for these guys. Which. Maybe I should just. I'm going to just tell him a deception. I'm going to do a little deception. Just lie about how useful that is and just say, yeah, that's a cloth with coal on it, and you've wasted your time. I would like to roll a deception to do just that. Any modifiers for this? Could I point to the fact that I wear a mask filter and just say that it's, or the fact that I am an alchemist and that the coal is nothing, it's just a dirty rag? Thank you. What do we got? For all intents and purposes, it's a slightly dirty rag. You could breathe through it if you want to, but that's pretty much it. All right, fair enough.
While this is going on, would anyone like to go on the mission for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can work on that. Kuka,
Yes.
you mentioned the skill in thievery.
I have a bit of experience in just about any job you need.
You also have access to the city's rats. Could you perhaps procure several scraps of cloth from the battlefield we had recently? Preferably from the Scartoli bodies? And preferably none of them with the blue paint.
He just cracks his neck and is like, yeah, sure. That's more a job than only that Atlas can do by himself, though.
Excellent. Then he's gonna gush over whatever the fuck Gator is doing.
Yeah, so Hugo will just lift his head, throw, look, set Alice onto the ground and basically instruct him, go get some cloth from where we were fighting.
I want to examine one of those objects. I don't know. They're both unusual object of one quantity and no bulk.
Maybe we should save the liquids for like Atticus.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm picking one of these objects and I'm examining it.
I got engineering lore, so.
That helps. That'd be nice.
Give me one of them objects. Tell me what skill I should use.
I have zero ability to assist you, so I'm just gonna provide moral support. Terrible ones. He's creepily like
Gator Daddy.
he's trying out many synonyms for father.
All right.
Gator patron. Gator papa. Neat.
Object. Bam. Oh my.
Wow, it's like having one of those Zippo lighters in your chest pocket. Oh, it saved my life.
I was sitting here thinking it should be like ablative armor or ablative armor. You have like a bullet, like Abner's. Uh,
I could take a crack at identifying the liquid, though I doubt I'll be able to do anything.
Just lick it.
I think
Only crafting. Damn.
Am I the only other person who can do first aid?
You and Atticus, no?
You just need to be
Yeah.
I
trained
can
in
do
medicine.
a lot of those.
Yeah, like I do have expert medicine, but I do not have like reliable talent like Atticus does. So maybe I should take the Crying Angel pendant.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he would have to increase the DC and roll normally to fail. Otherwise, he could just reliable talent on it.
Good old assurances.
Yep.
Here.
So
It's
Please
boring, but
take
it
this
works.
beautiful crybaby.
I will go ahead and take the Crying Angel pendant. That's fine. I'll still take it.
Cormorum's like, here, Daddy Gator, this fits you.
Yes, I
With
love
that low
it
diplomacy.
when angels cry.
Yeah.
In your book.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's a good one to break down, just so that we can give it to Garmer. And he can hit things real good.
Or
heal
get
other
hit
people.
better. Rather.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of a factory. I just make things.
It's very useful.
Yay. Yes.
Which is everybody right now. Oof.
Very good if you don't want to get hit. And yeah. Get the I'm just struggling to see the value in their investigation and having that in the first place. Didn't I just try and convince him that it wasn't useful for anything?
Yep.
But he just wants to keep it in the box for protocol purposes. Okay. Trying to think of a good convincing way I can tell him to just give it over and stop wasting his fucking time.
If you're willing to engage in forgery, you could bring him an order that says get rid of the box or give it to you.
Uh, that's a pretty good idea, but I'll definitely need to come back later. Yeah, keeping track of items is the one thing he does. And
Alternatively,
stealing would probably draw even more attention to what is ultimately just a slightly dirty piece of crap.
yeah, alternative would be to social engineer him out of the way so you could do whatever you need to. You're like, boss is calling for you, and then he locks up the shop, and then we break in.
But that's the thing, is that immediately that draws all the attention onto it. I think just telling him that it's boring and leaving might just be the right approach.
Could be.
Yeah,
You know,
I suppose a good question would be, is there a way to tie a filter from a mask to somebody? For example, would it be within the means of the antiquarians to do some sort of like divination spell? Like, show me the owner of this cloth, or show me where this cloth was like 10 minutes ago, or something like that.
I have an idea.
So I know there's a spell for this, but I don't know what it's called, so it's going to take me a second.
I reach into my bag, and I have the actual filtered mask, and I pull out one of my filters, and I give it to him for cross-referencing.
You're going to try to convince him that it's just completely mundane.
No, this plan isn't very well thought out. I was hoping to convince them both that it's mundane, and then confuse them about which one is whose.
That would just be... First of all, you'd have to be able to get to the one in the box. And then it would just be a palm and object. So do you have thievery at all?
No, I don't. Don't worry about it. It's not a great plan.
It would be if you could get to it. And you were trained in thievery to even attempt it.
Yeah, don't. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Maybe we could ask who brought the cloth, who found it.
I guess I'm just not really that focused. Was there a second piece of evidence? Just gonna ask if there was anything
there was
else.
the witnesses of seeing somebody around the area before they found the filter on the ground.
This could belong to literally anybody in the Undercity. This, even then, hell, I have a mask like this. This is nothing. This investigation is going nowhere. That's all I can reason out of this. Apart from just destroying it for the hell of it, there's no point to it.
Was it mentioned that why they found it relevant, aside from the fact that it was nearby?
There was apparently a person who dropped it that they witnessed.
So some rando on the street dropped a piece of cloth, and they diverted a whole bunch of resources to finding out what the cloth was.
Kinda like it was behind the actual place.
It seems
It was
like,
in an alley nearby, yes.
yeah, it seems like we may want to consider checking the alley for any evidence, or following up with whoever found this evidence and provided it to begin with.
I have the spell for you. Find the DC for spells. kind of weird how they do DCs for spells, but I'll fucking find it eventually. Okay.
Well, all right then.
So, do they have someone coming to look at the cloth in like a professional capacity, a investigator, a chemist, or are they just hanging onto a piece of cloth? Valid. I mean, we also have in our employ a judge, a doctor, a demon, and a professional locksmith. We could happily play the role of investigator. Well, in that case, you still have a doctor standing next to me, who I'm sure is more than capable of analyzing a piece of fabric. Okay, hold on. Is that a hidden or? Did I find it on this list? Okay. As soon as I find it in this list, it is. Nope, wrong one. There it is. Is it possible for me to burn a hero point and reroll that? Because I have an impressive performance feat I might be able to use. Yeah, I can use performance instead of diplomacy. I'm expert in performance. So, yeah. Hopefully, I mean, in theory, the roll is going to be higher. Yeah. So, performance is at 10 now, I think, actually. Anyways, yep, I'll go for that. He is a marvelous person of grand skill. Thank you, sir. Your kindness and intellect cannot be underestimated. Well, I guess take the key. Oh, okay. Okay. So we have a open box with exposed cloth and some dude still standing there. Getting rid of him was probably going to be difficult. How good is Atticus at playing the fussy laboratory person?
Yep.
To make him think you can't work in these conditions.
Oh, yes. There's just too much interference and other bric-a-brac and magical items which can muck with any sort of things.
My dear doctor works best when he is able to concentrate the flow of his massive intellect. Throbbing brain likes to be left alone.
With as little magic as possible. Which means exactly not here.
Or at least a more private room.
Within reason, yes.
Let me check something real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I don't think you'll be able to find too many places in the city that are without magic. Especially not a room full of many artifacts.
Have an unused office somewhere in here. This grand hall of brilliant minds.
Well, I dare say the room with the least amount of magical interference in here, at least, probably have to be the guild master's office himself.
That's
that's maybe a bit too. Yeah, let's focus on something a little bit more reasonable.
Yes. I don't want to impose on such a magnificent person. Surely there is an unused office space somewhere.
Unused, certainly not, but lesser used. Well, I'm sure you had to pass by Cookie's office on the way here, correct? Unless you
Yes.
came in through the front.
The lovely night clerk. I suppose if they are out, that would work well.
Well, if you'd like, we can pack up everything and move it into there if it would help you.
That would be greatly appreciated.
He will get some more of his keys and make sure you're both out of the room first before locking it behind him. And he brings the thing with him and goes up to technically the back desk. Everyone else, I assume, is still here and can see him walk in. And he says,
Hmm. My thought is if Atticus has anything that creates a sort of smoke screen, he could accidentally drop that during his experiment.
It seems like we have just the thing.
Give the secret wink as we walk by the party. Then Atticus can just swap out the cloth for something that looks similar. I can provide the burn marks if necessary. That route, or I don't know if there's some way to signal to the party to create a diversion outside the office space, but I don't know, get in a fight or something. I didn't do that, but I'm not sure which seems more functional.
Imagine if nothing else, perhaps Kuka or Garmram could try to do some distraction out from the outside. So you have to identify a lead through an object of some kind. It gives me a +1 to any sort of like action you. Hold on a second. Let me just pull it from the sheet. Whenever you attempt a perception or skill check to investigate a designated subject, you get a +1 circumstance bonus to the check. The exact checks that apply depend on the GM, but they're typically perception or skill checks using intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Yeah, so it's not investigating it, so it wouldn't count probably. That, or if I was using like Arcana to like, yeah, but it's still not investigating it is the problem, you know.
Okay, so let's see. Current prevailing plan. Atticus makes a big show of doing doctory things, accidentally cracks a smoke stick, swaps out the cloth. I dive in as though to save him from himself and burn the cloth. I'm not then sure if we're doing this as like a combat tracker style thing, how to get the cloth back in, because that uses all my actions. Unless I can qualify 10 paces for that.
If I'm talking back here, if it comes up on the stream, because that's been the problem in the past, I think. Okay, yes, it does.
Step one would be distraction or obscuring. Preferably if they think the room's about to burn down and run out. It accomplishes two goals at the same time.
You instantly create a screen of thick, opaque smoke and a burst centered on one corner of your space. All
I could just use a normal bomb.
I really want to hurt these people.
It is alchemical, but it's just not a bomb.
Unless, they come running out of the room and the party dives into the room and kind of gets in their way. Under the guise of attempting to put out the smoke or save their comrades.
Technically, Alex has thievery.
They need to hide, though, if they were in the middle of the smoke cloud.
Can I reach them with 120 feet from the outside? Sure. I just cast a message and ask, like, hey, can I do anything? Do you need any help?
It feels yeah, because it's 2 for the cantrip, and then I have 1 more for something. Unless we can swing Atticus is pull it out action as his little show of actually doing his doctory thing.
Shit, I need to know if Atlas is
Sure.
back because that could give me some benefits.
Yeah, is Atlas back from his little mission? Collecting scraps of cloth. Sweet. Could I find just like prior to this during my prep some dude at a bar with a coat and I want to like challenge him to a little drinking contest. Yeah. A drinking contest for like, hey, if I win, I get your coat. If you win, I give you a silver or two. Basically.
Yep, that was supposed to be out of character.
Oh, familiar. What do I roll for that? What do I roll to win his coat from? Sure. Unfortunate roll. I'm gonna use a hero point. Better. Yeah. I didn't even need to fucking use it. Oh boy, yeah. I'll probably spend a few silvers on actual drink. The good news is he also gets a free drink from this since I paid for it.
Too bad you can't use the Flask of Fellowship.
Right? So yeah, I got this coat. And I'm waiting outside for everyone. And I asked Kuka, I guess, if it's successful. Do they have a scrap of cloth from the kobolds killed?
Yes, he does, definitely.
And if there are several, that's even better. And once this plan is made known through the message spell, which I just cast repeatedly until I'm in the know, I wait for their signal and they summon, like, I excuse myself to go to the bathroom or something, or go out of sight of people. Conjure a skeleton behind, like, a porthole or something. What do you call those? The shitter. Put the cloak on it, give it the scraps of cloth, and have it walk over to the back of the building. Let's see. Oh, which one? Left or right?
The one on the right.
Okay, it's so fluffy.
You got it from like a dwarven hunter.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is the skeleton. Put its hood up so it doesn't really look like a skeleton. Give it the scraps of cloth from the kobolds. Probably not. I just get it behind the antiquarian's building and have it, like, jiggle the back door as if trying to break in.
It's spooky and scary.
It is spooky and scary. And when it finds out it's locked, um, because it's probably locked, it's gonna kinda drop the scraps of cloth inside the cloak, so the scraps slip out while it's running away. And then when it's out of, like, danger, like nothing is around it, I just blow it up. Get rid of the assess of focus. What? It's the sussiest thing I could do.
Sussy Baka.
So the step-by-step plan is coated skeleton with a hood up, jiggle back door, drop scraps under this big old voluminous sleeves. When it's out of, like, danger zone, it blows the fuck up. So it doesn't actually hurt people. I don't even know what I have to roll for my. I guess.
So I'm sneaking in or something.
I guess I provide a bit of a distraction for a circumstance bonus. Yeah.
I figure I may as well be. I'm gonna be the one fucking around with chemicals and stuff. Can I use my crafting check? Okay, fine. Oh.
Hide check. Alright. That's not what I wanted. I assume that's just a stealth check then. Any circumstance bonuses? And public roll?
Yeah, I mean, assuming that doesn't require me to prepare an action. Right.
The rat's on me, yeah. And that gives me partner in crime and Snoop. Or that's what it has.
Alright.
I still, yeah, I mean, if I'm already holding the thing because I burned it, just light it up and stick it in.
It's an unexpected event, but it's usually less than this. Do I got a deception net? Okay.
I would label that as a success.
But she had come out of the privy.
Apparently, I should have been playing this the whole time.
This is the Mission Impossible theme.
Close enough.
Do we reunite? So mystery.
Indeed. Guess we should probably bring Cookie a bundle of flowers one day for smoking at her office, but
Well, I can basically just say whatever, so in this case, I'm going to just tell them that the thief didn't have the assistance of any magical or knockout gases. The mask was likely worn for the purposes of disguise. Just an ordinary, normal charcoal filter that warrants no additional investigation. That is what I'll say.
Yeah,
And that is my professional opinion.
Wonder why they would bother getting a mask with a filter instead of just a rubber or cloth mask.
They probably just had one lying around. People use them in the Undercity all the time.
Yes, that makes sense. So it sounds like we're looking for somebody who primarily works in the Undercity then.
Or has $5 to knock around and bought one to disguise themselves as somebody from the Undercity. Frankly, it could be anybody. The only question, I guess, is who saw who in the alley there and whether they are glamored or something. I'll be honest, you don't have a lot to go on here.
yeah, I don't think we've ever checked out that alley.
No, I think this is what you were going for. What you're more going towards anyways. Fitzy, what are the trouble always inbound and Mr. Purple?
Shit. No, that's Heat Street.
Oceans.
No,
12.
that's First World Bank. Fuck, it's is it Mr. Blue and Mr. Pink and that whatnot?
Yeah, but what's the actual movie called?
That's what I'm blanking on. Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
say
yeah.
if it's the color names Reservoir Dogs.
I've never seen Reservoir Dog.
Same.
I imagine it's some sort of heist thing. But like way less intelligent.
It's Tarantino,
Also, yes.
Yeah.
so it also begins after the heist is already kind of botched. So
Seems like your list of suspects is increasing at a rapid rate.
it could have been somebody in Old Oakley, maybe.
That begs the question, who's at the top of your suspect list anyways? Very true. And they could also possibly find use with a magic shape-changing hat that would allow them to live a better life. Yeah. Met some crafty miners in my day. People get desperate, they do desperate things.
I have a last name, but I think I've only given the first name. Does anybody need it? It's all right. We've just got to eliminate possibilities. And I think we've got this one narrowed down. Case, and then I lock it. Closed. As I've just demonstrated, sometimes there are things you can never know. Or, wait, no, I didn't. And I sort of put my thumb and forefinger under my chin, and I tap my beak with my finger and just kind of go,
I think you were supposed to optimistically say the possibilities are endless.
No.
The game is afoot.
Ignorance.
Is not bliss. How many more phrases can we bastardize?
Okay.
Him about borrowing his dice.
Well, now that we did the job, can't we get the info about the warehouse and just the info in general?
Yeah, we kind of can't follow up on the Cobalt's like lead anymore because well, we did it. Short of plucking people's memories out of their heads, there's nothing more we can do. So yeah, let's go get that information.
Hell, we can even give them the cloth if they want.
I think it's functionally toilet paper at this point, but yeah,
It's proof, if nothing else.
that's true. Which makes me think, what if we just got a slightly dirty filter and then just handed it to the Scartol? Never mind. Yeah, it's proof. Job done. We secured some evidence. Give us deets.
Put a tiny bit of fake proof in the back there. Maybe they'll find some other innocuous cloth to obsess over.
I've stolen cheap shit before, but I think this is the cheapest thing I've stolen. It almost feels like a waste to have done anything.
I would call this stealing. We were just looking for something. What do we tell them? We've done some shit. Case closed. You guys will have to tell them what you guys did inside. I don't know what you did.
Suffice it to say, I don't think your issues with the antiquarians is going to be relevant anytime soon. Not unless they can somehow pin a piece of dirty filter cloth to you.
Well, then here it is.
Spyglass?
Oh, a jeweler's loop, I think they call them.
Half an opera glass?
You have your family secrets, we have ours.
Professionals never reveal their tricks. Otherwise, they'll be caught.
Also, shoddy work on that getaway, by the way.
I literally don't know.
So when he rubbed away with the cloth, it was like blue or something. Sure. Damn.
A bargain's a bargain. He says as he gets up and pulls at some.
We could ask about the Scartoli warehouse location.
That was in the contract, wasn't it?
This is true.
I'm curious about why the hell they were experimenting on the rats to begin with.